Number 13, the 6'1" junior, Jack Pressure. Number 20, a 6'4" senior, Bruno Bazzo. And number 23, a 6'6" sophomore, Braylon Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pinnacle Pioneers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, into this season's home opener, let's introduce the last starting lineup for your Perry Pumas. Number 3, senior Elijah Merlin. Number 4, senior Kyle Waters. Number 10, freshman Koa Pete. Number 24, junior Cody Williams. And number 44, senior Dylan Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, the Perry Pumas.
Well, there you go. Mr. John Prothro with the intros for tonight's matchup, live from Perry High School. The Perry Pumas versus the Pinnacle Pioneers. I'm Brian Bernier along with Carl Curtis for tonight's call on this game. Home opener for the Pumas. They come into the game 2-1 on the season. The Pinnacle Pioneers coming to 3-2. Well, Coach, what can we expect from these two teams tonight?
I think we're having a great game. They're both well coached. Coach Wild's been there for about 20 years now. I think this is actually 21st year he's been there. He's always a solid coach, great game. It looks like they're going a little bit of a small lineup. They're going to try to get out and run a little bit. They've been known for doing that. Ford's a great shooter on Pinnacle's side. And as far as our side, obviously you can see we got the size. We're going to try to get that ball inside and beat them up and use their size and physicality to get some points on the board tonight.
Yeah, so we do our jump ball here, and Dylan Anderson will take the jump for the Pumas, and he'll win that as long as he doesn't go out of bounds, and saved by Williams. So like you said, Pumas lots of size out there, and going to try to take advantage of that early and often, I would assume.
We're going to see a lot of sets just like that. Get a quick seal inside and a quick dunk right there. Good execution coming right out of the gate by the Pumas.
Yeah, easy one there for the Pumas, and Anderson rolling off the defender and for the dunk. And now pulled down by Anderson. Pumas running right now early. Over to Pete. That's 2.
Pumas pushing the pace early right there. Great job by Dylan pulling that rebound up, getting it out in the outlet and getting it down to the other side of the court.
Yeah, team with a lot of size, but a lot of athleticism from that size. That ball's short. Pete with the rebound. Pete, a freshman, to the senior. Williams short. Pulls down his own rebound. Nice job by Williams.
Great work right there by Cody. Way to follow his shot and put it right back. Timeout Pinnacle.
Yeah,
try to regroup here.
Quick timeout there, and so Puma's up to a 6-0 run right off the bat. And so you can see it, that wide open pace that you talked about they want to get out to, and they're doing it so far.
Yeah, Pinnacle's known for shooting on the perimeter. Has always been a great shooting team. They're going to have to get some inside points, so you can't rely on that all night. They're going to have to get inside. It looks like they're being a little passive on the offensive end. You really got to get that ball inside and challenge those bigs. If not, it's going to be a long night for them.
Yeah, we're hoping to see the, I guess, reunion or the debut of Deuce Robinson and Miles Libman coming out of football, but they are both not necessarily in street clothes, but in comfortable shoes, to say the least, on the bench tonight, so they're not going to play.
Yeah, that was very surprising. I thought with Perry's size, they'd get Deuce in there to try to match up with some of the physicality, and Miles Libman, obviously, him and his brother are crazy, crazy talented athletes.
So thinking about a brother who was an athlete, Blake Johnson, Cam Johnson's little brother. Going to be the player they try to go through tonight, number 23 for the Pioneers. Williams open for a 3. That's long. Pinnacle now trying to run.
Ford is very, very talented getting to the basket. A lot's going to go through him tonight. They love to push the pace. They like to play fast all night. Looks like Elijah Page coming in, number 15, another football player just getting back. 6'6" junior at center. I'm assuming he plays offensive line or defensive line.
He looks like one for sure.
Number 24, junior Aston Reese.
Left-handed layup missed. Pulled down again by Johnson. Nice hustle play by him. Reese loses the handle. Johnson pulls it down.
Into the short corner, got trapped. I mean, you run into Dylan Anderson in that short corner. There's not a lot of places to go.
No, the space gets cut down very quickly. Anderson, the 7-foot senior Arizona commit, signed just a couple weeks ago.
He's going to go down there and join Maddie Connors down there, part of the girls program. Maddie Connors been doing a great job down there. It's going to be awesome to see two Perry studs down there tearing it up in Tucson.
Pinnacle gets their first points of the night as Reese makes a jumper.
Using that big body, Elijah Page to set some of those high screens. Coe's got to fight through a little bit and get over and contest that shot.
Nice hustle play by Waters there. Tries to gather it over on the sideline. He's shoved out of bounds. It's going to be a foul on Pinnacle as Elijah Page got a little bit too aggressive on that sideline and gets the call.
It's like Coach Dwayne's getting a little fired up over there with Eli, trying to get him to get that ball, take it, slow it down, get him in an offensive set, because if they can grind him out with their size, it's going to be a great night for the Pumas.
Foul down low again. That's two quick ones for Page, as he was a sub in to kind of try to get some size down there, and they'll afford to have him be out of the game early here tonight. So Pete will go to the line. And that one's off.
Koa Pete, the 6'8" freshman, 205. He is the younger brother of Andrus Pete, the starting left tackle for the Saints, who are actually playing tonight. They got the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, maybe he'll pick us up at halftime, get a little score update on his phone or whatever other device he has available. Is pulled down by Anderson. He kicks it back out down to Anderson now. Cross-court pass, Pete wide open. That's short. So after the quick start, Pumas have cooled down offensively.
It's partly by Pinnacle getting after and closing out and contesting all their shots. Another quick seal inside.
Travel on that, which
little happy feet down low.
You know, Pete,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Pete, not the only Pete. He's a long line of Petes that have played for Coach Dwayne at Corona del Sol High School, and so kind of was the youngest one still available and came over to the Pumas, the last one in the line of very athletic.
Very athletic indeed. I believe he's the fourth Pete who played for Coach Dwayne?
Fourth Pete, oldest brother went to Nebraska to play football, and next brother went to Michigan State. I'm not sure the succession there, but and then Stanford, and last one doesn't play football, but does play basketball, and he picks up 2 there.
Looks like the Pumas are picking up in their 1-2-2 press. They like to trap either right before or right after half court, and that's going to turn into quick points right there for the Pumas.
Nice pass there right to Waters, and Waters picks up the layup. Pumas now up 12-2. Playing tough defense, but yeah, Coach Dwayne and Coach, we talked about it earlier, like these two teams not necessarily played. They played a lot in the playoffs without Coach Dwayne here, but Coach Dwayne and Coach Wild very familiar with each other and faced each other many times in the playoffs over the years when Coach Dwayne was at Corona del Sol and actually had one of the most epic finals games in recent history, a game that Pinnacle eventually fell 71-70 in overtime to Corona del Sol. So
Yeah, I remember watching that game. They're out at jobbing.com. They had the game out there, and it was close. It was very, very close. Hard-fought game. Huge talent on both sides. Casey Benson on the Corona side. Great leader, great person. And then on the other side, you had Dorian Pickens, who's an all-star talent. I believe he is still at Stanford. If not, he just finished up at Stanford, and he was a great talent. But that was one of the most wild games I've ever watched in my life. And the Pinnacle Pioneers were one free throw away from winning a state championship.
Both these coaches very familiar with how hard it is to get to that point. And when you do get there and you barely miss, it just stings that much more. But Coach Wiles has rectified that. Back-to-back championship just a couple years ago with Nico Mannion as their main man.
I would like to see an all-time roster put together of Pinnacle, who's Coach Wild's coach, and who Coach Dwayne is coach. An all-time roster, and have them playing a game. That would be absolutely amazing basketball to watch.
That might be an NBA game.
Yeah, playing tonight. Got Ben Egbo checking into the game. World star athlete right there, as well as DeAndre Harrison, the freshman.
Picked by Waters. That's off.
The other freshman, sorry.
Late call. Yeah, a lot of freshmen when we talk about that. And this game goes on as well. Puma's playing 3 different freshmen in this game. And so a good problem to have if you have players that are ready and able to play at that level at that young age.
Quick bucket right there. Looking over to Dylan, looking for the steal. They look him off. They go to a quick little dump behind over to DeAndre Harrison.
And that was an easy one right on cue. We talked about the freshman, and he gets a bucket. That's off. Dylan Anderson pulls down the rebound.
Cody Williams doing a great job of running forward off that line. Anytime he gets a good look, they're trying to make him put it on the ground and get to the basket, where obviously we have the advantage and we have that size.
Egbo does a good job of powering his way down low, draws the foul. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Pinnacle foul number 24, Ashton Reese. His first personal 14 fouls. Ben Egbo on the line for the Pumas, shooting 2.
First one's good for Egbo.
Returning to action for Perry is number 10, Koa Pete.
That mic underneath the basket is a very nice touch. Hear it right through the headset. Hear the nice swoosh. Sounds awesome.
Number 2, sophomore Barrett Silsby.
I think we need crisper nets. In the NBA, they sound a little bit.
Baron Silsby checking into the game for the Pumas for the first time tonight. Brother of Bennett Silsby, one of the Perry football players as well, and his dad is the head coach over at Chandler Gilbert Community College.
So Pumas now up 16-2, 2:04 left in the quarter here. Fast start by the Pumas. Pinnacle trying to get something going offensively and having trouble getting down low. It's a nice spin move there as Bazo picks up 2.
That was a great spin move, drove hard into the lane, got Cole leaning inside a little bit too much and felt that pressure, spun. Great post move right there.
Nice cut to the basket. Williams is fouled. Oh, travel, okay.
Returning for Pinnacle is number 5, Joey Green.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Dwayne is putting Cody on forward, number 4 for Pioneers, one of their best scorers. Trying to use that length and getting those passing lanes as well as contest a lot of his outside shooting because he is a prolific shooter.
Active defense there again by the Pumas, and they're on the run. Pete's going to go up. Nice job by Pete.
Looks like the Pumas are starting to settle down in transition, not rushing a lot of shots, being patient, and starting to lead to some easy buckets. And it's all starting on the defensive end. Student section over here starting to get into it, give the Pumas some life.
Another turnover there, and Pumas will pick up as Anderson will check back in. And
Dylan Anderson returns for the Pumas. Bryce Ford back in for the Pioneers.
Ford will check back in for the Pioneers. The alliteration bowl in football, we call it. And so
Yeah.
kind of the same thing here tonight. And teams that do face each other a lot. It just seems every single time in the playoffs, these two teams end up catching each other somewhere down the line. Actually played football in the regular season this year as well. So
almost in every sport, I feel like we play them. In girls basketball, football, boys basketball, we play them a lot.
Yep. It's been softball matchups, soccer. I go for 3. That goes down.
Both top-notch schools athletically, all their athletic programs. That's probably where we meet them so much in the playoffs and in the regular season.
Yeah, 2 very similar schools all around. So aside from the double Ps, that one's blocked and they're going to call a foul. So good defensive hustle by Harrison, but he's going to pick up the foul.
Pumas are bringing the energy on the defensive end, and as you can see, it is leading to easy buckets on the other side. They're getting up, they're pressuring, they're making Pinnacle's life hard all night.
So that first one's missed, and like I said, Pinnacle having a lot of difficulty finding any open area on the offensive end. And as the referee talking to Coach Dwayne about something here, and I don't know.
Looks like Dylan had a few choice words either for a Pinnacle player or the ref. It's like a little bit of a gentleman's disagreement.
Both free throws missed, going to call a foul here. So it's a 21-4. Clock still running, and that's kind of an issue right now. But
Coach Dwayne is giving him an earful over there.
So let's see. No, the clock ran that whole entire sequence when the ball was dead. So you have to figure out what the game clock actually is here. Is after that foul was called, a good 10 seconds ran off of that thing before the scoring table caught it. So see what we come up with. But right now 2 seconds, but see how much they add back on. How do they determine that?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously there's no instant replay over there. Kelly's not going to go back and look over it. So him and DeGangi, one of the GOATs, DeGangi over there explaining what's going on. Did you see DeGangi's Suns debut?
Oh, yeah.
From the Suns finals game?
Yeah.
We had to pause it and go back a bunch of times. Like, we know that guy.
Yeah, I was sitting in northern Idaho watching that, and I was like, hey.
In his Perry football polo and his Mets hat.
So they put 10 seconds back on as Pumas steal the inbound and going to try to push this up and get one off before the buzzer goes here. So going to have to put that up quick here at the buzzer, short.
It's like Ko is struggling from the perimeter out there, leaving everything short.
He's got 6 points in the quarter, but he's struggling.
Yeah.
thing. So, all right, at the end of 21-4, Pumas lead in a big lead and getting out fast. So, one of those things we're hoping that we'd see, like we talked about earlier, those 2 football players in there just to kind of something to mitigate that size down low. And without that, you can see Pinnacle struggling mightily early in this game.
I think the biggest part of where Pinnacle's struggling is on the offensive end of the court. Just giving up too many turnovers and 2-point transition or 2-point turnovers where they turn the ball over and it's leading to 2 points almost right after.
Yeah.
They got to really start, just slow it down, move the ball. It looks like they're a little jittery, coming out with a little bit of nerves. But, I mean, how can you not have nerves when you got all these guys, these huge D1 prospects, long, athletic, getting up, pressuring you? It's going to be a tough test.
Yeah, Perry does roll 3 Division I kids out there that have offers in hand. One signed and sealed and delivered already, but Williams, a junior, has multiple big school offers. Is he a possibility to reclassify? Is he a kid that would possibly reclassify?
I'm not sure. I've heard rumors of that, but I'm not sure. But if he does, he's a very, very lucky young man because he is extremely talented and he's grown probably 2 feet since the last I've seen him last year. Pinnacle doing a lot of dribble handoffs with a top screen up at the top, trying to get to lull the Pumas to sleep here. Trying to get them to make a mistake and try to capitalize off that.
Trying to take some more time off the clock too as well, not shooting as fast as they were earlier, and that one goes down. Nice shot.
Ford is
Ford.
A great shooter. The lefty stroke, very, very natural. And I only say natural because I am a lefty as well.
Anderson goes with the left hand there, though, and scores. So Anderson will go to the line as well.
Pinnacle foul number 20, Bruno
Bazo will pick up the foul there.
15 fouls.
Yeah, Pinnacle just not a lot of size. It's almost, we were watching the JV game a little bit. It looked like their JV team had more size than this varsity team has.
Yeah, I mean, they got some size. They got Deuce Johnson. I mean, he's sitting on or Deuce Robinson. I don't want to say Deuce Johnson. Deuce Robinson on the bench. He's got great size. We played against him this year in football, and he is a man among boys out there.
Yeah, #1 rated tight end by many publications in the country, and so he's just a junior, has another year to come back next year for football.
I believe he is committed. If not, he's already signed, but he's heading over to Clemson down in South Carolina.
He's got the official record told to me by the SRO here. It said we're 4-1. Looking at the thing, it says we're 2-1. So always the fight with high school sports is the magic of statistics that no one wants to put up and no one wants to have accurate because this veil of secrecy that they think is going to be an advantage.
Returning from Pinnacle number 23, Braylon Johnson.
Johnson will check back in. Pete will go up, and that's long. Oh, nice block by Pete. Up to Egbo, Hope's gonna take it. Nice job by Egbo, powerful move to the hoop, and that one goes.
Great balance and great finish right there by Egbo.
Shows that athleticism you talked about earlier there. Pumas now 26-7 lead. Pinnacle trying to find space, trying to find anywhere to get that ball in an opening where a defender's not right in their face, and having a hard time is going to call travel. Pete may have caused that by throwing a hand in there as he went by and caused a little bit of an indecision.
Back in for the Pumas, number 3, Eli Berlin, and number 4, Kyle Waters.
So Williams will bring this one up. Out of bounds there. Williams a little out of control down the baseline there. We got a lot of the internet journalists out tonight at the game as well.
Yeah, we do. We got the edits for Twitter, for Instagram. They're all out here, obviously because of the amount of talent both sides of the ball have.
Another turnover there, up to Pete. Pete's going to throw that down. Monster jam by Pete.
Pete with a thunderous dunk right there. He might have to take it a little easy next time. You guys are going to lose your little your microphone underneath the basket.
Good thing we taped that thing up. There he goes again. Maybe another one coming. Nice job by Joey Grady saying, I don't think I'm going to let that one happen again. So 28-7, Pinnacle another timeout, 4:36 left in this game. But talked about the reclassification thing earlier. What is the I don't know, what does a kid have to measure up against that? Is it more of, I think I'm going to be pro sooner, or am I, just done with high school in general? What is the mindset behind that, you think?
I think it's a mixture of a bunch of things as far as availability for if they're going to go to a team and play, if they're going to play right away. I think that plays a huge factor into it as far as reclassification. And same thing as in high school. Like, are they going to play for a state championship? Are they playing top-notch tier teams all the time, which a lot of these prep schools get to do because a lot of people like to flood to those schools so they can play those really, really tough schedules, and then you're practicing against the best every day, day in and day out. And I think that's something we got here at Perry. I mean, just look at the bench. Since I've been here at Perry, this is my 6th year here, I think this is one of the deepest teams they've ever had.
You know, you talk about the prep school. We even have one player that still has eligibility that went to a prep school, and he signed with ASU. So another turnover by Pinnacle. Backdoor cut, another big dunk by Pete. We got a foul called behind the play. It's going to be some kind of technical against Anderson, I believe.
I believe it was,
delay game warning.
I think it was our student section going a little bit too crazy over there on that side. Rightfully so.
Those are, I mean, Ko almost hit his head on the rim both those times, so they have a right to be hyped up.
And great pass by Eli right there. Behind the back, no look. Right in his hands. I mean, we might have to get another backboard ready.
Pumas off and running again. Williams, nice move underneath. Oh, wow. Call travel there.
There's been a lot of those calls tonight. I think some of the refs got to get used to these Euro steps. It does look like a travel, but they are only taking 2 steps.
Oh, that looked clean.
Especially how athletic some of these guys. It may look like they're Euro stepping. They're taking a huge step. They're traveling a lot of ground, but that has to do a lot with their athleticism.
Pete was calling for the alley-oop, doesn't get it, and called up on the floor, but he gave Williams a universal signal there. And that might have been that might have been the technical, no delay game warning on that one if we would have saw the alley-oop.
And both of those alley-oops, like you said, right in front of the social media mafia down there underneath the basket. They're going to have some great clips, some great edits later tonight for Koa.
So Williams will shoot 2 now. The first one goes down.
Cody's brother Jalen having a great start to his season this year up in Santa Clara. I believe he dropped 30 points the other night. He's having a great start to his season up there. It's great to see a Puma doing great at the next level. I'm sure Jalen's probably watching this game if he doesn't have practice or a game tonight as well.
Yeah, Jalen Williams is a great player for the Pumas and went to Santa Clara and got a lot of playing time right away, and so proving out that he was ready for that level.
Yes, he was. He's playing for the former ASU coach up there as well, Herb Sendek.
Guy that ASU may want back the way things have been going lately.
Yeah.
Everybody was bored by Herb Sendek, but they scored more than what did they score last night? 28 points or whatever it was?
29 points against Wazoo. I believe they got Oregon tonight or tomorrow night. Ooh, Oregon's no slouch, so they got their hands full.
Nice job there by Reese. 3 by Anderson, banks it in. Gives a little
Bank
smile.
is open. Gives the student section a little sly look over there, a little chuckle.
That one's short. His defense is just crushing as that one goes to Anderson. He lays it in. Nice pass there.
As big as Dylan is, he gets out and he runs the floor. And I mean, if you're a guard, you got a 7-foot target you can throw it up the court. That's helps you out big time.
Reese with another basket there. He's the 3. And that's the thing with the big man nowadays. A lot different than back in the day where they kind of lumbered down and got in the post. And, the Waters hits a three. But, you know, they run the floor, they shoot threes, they do all those things that you didn't see big men back in the 90s do. Travel.
I completely agree. The game is transformed. You get these guys, 7-footers like Dylan. You got Kevin Durant, who's 7 foot, and what they can do physically, athletically with the ball is just absolutely unheard of back in that day. Now you got to try to block a guy like Kevin Durant, like Dylan Anderson, who's got such long wingspan. They can shoot over anybody. It's hard to stop.
So No Brown will check in too for the Pumas, the freshman. Down to Anderson again, easy layup. 2 more for Anderson. Rebound by Anderson.
Number 20, No Brown, is part of this talented freshman class that's come in. He's going to be a big factor. He's going to be a special talent here in the future.
Ford knocks that down for 3.
Bryce Ford showing why he's one of the best shooters in the entire state. Such a clean release, clean stroke.
Jack Treasure will pick up the foul there. Pushing Waters back into the backcourt there, and so Pumas in the bonus, so Waters will go to the line. You know, all the talent on the floor, you forget about a player like Waters who does all the dirty work, gets down on the floor for balls, does a great job playing defense, and can score some points too when you need them. And saw that last year out of Waters as well. The senior guard. That first one goes down.
Yeah, you always have to have a guy like that. He's a great role player, and I wouldn't even call him a role player as much because he fits in with this group just as everybody else. He's a great shooter, but he just gets after it on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's when you have aspirations to go and play, you know, in the championship game. You need players like that to, and sometimes it just steadies the ship when you need it as well, you know. So 30 seconds left here in the half, 43-15, Pumas lead.
Looks like the Pumas going to a little 5-out set, trying to space the floor and get inside. Get some dribble penetration, going with a little bit of a smaller lineup as compared to Koa.
There's a strong call, a jump ball, the possession arrow to the Pumas, so stay on this end.
Number 2, Baron Silsby returns for Perry.
So the Pumas going to the little triangle set on their inbound. Looks like Koa's going to look for a quick screen or a quick seal inside, up screen, and he's going to return back to the ball.
At the buzzer, that's good. Koa Pete, huge first half for the Pumas. Some big, huge dunks, raise the roof in this building. Pumas going at halftime, up 45-15, so we'll take a break. We'll come back to you with some stats. So again, at the half, Pumas 45, Pioneers 15. welcome back. Second half action here from Perry High School. Pumas up big, 45-15 in this game, and see if Pinnacle can make an adjustments at halftime, come out and do something here as they go. And leading scores for the Pumas, Anderson and Pete with 12, Waters with 7, Egbo with 7, Williams with 6. As Reese makes a little move, and Reese, leading scorer for Pinnacle with 7.5. He picks up 2 more there.
Looks like they had a quick switch with Eli. They're trying to go after Eli on the defensive end. A little bit of a mismatch right there. If the Pumas are going to switch everything, they're going to try to get Eli down low with Reese, who's got a little bit of size on him.
Down low to Anderson, dunk for Anderson. Easy, easy. Pete with the assist. Ford drops one there.
Ford right there pulling it from the parking lot. Shows what kind of shooter he is.
Yeah, he's going to have to be the one to score with that nice stroke. As Waters shows off a stroke there for 3.
Eli with a great job right there, making the extra pass, getting a good shot, making a great shot for Kyle.
Foul number 10, Koa Pete. His first personal, first team foul.
Pete will pick up the foul there. Non-shooting foul. Another turnover, 3-point shot by Eli. That's down.
Ford answers back with a quick 3 right there in transition. Pumas got to get back, and they got to find him and find number 24, Reese.
(53-23) now. Off the curl, not quite there. Puma's going to run out again. Up to Pete, a little too high.
Ford is coming out, letting it fly this second half.
That might have been the conversation at the halftime, right? Like, you just start shooting. Williams down in there, out of control, ball bouncing around, going to be foul on the ground. Nobody really in foul trouble in that first half, so. Williams gets fouled again. 4 degrees with the call.
It's like Ford's trying to get up and fluster Cody a little bit, get a little physical with him coming off those ball screens.
Johnson will defend the inbound here. Gets it back to Williams. They really are trying to overplay Williams. Seems another foul down low. Looks like Anderson got held down low, and another non-shooting foul. So get a little clogged up here early. A little conversation as referee doesn't like how Ford is continuing to talk. So
it's like Ford's just trying to get in Cody's head right there, just trying to antagonize him a little bit. Reminds me a little bit of from the Clippers. What was his name? Patrick Beverly.
Oh, yeah. It's a little hard to do when you're down 30, but
yeah. I mean, that's right up Patrick Beverly's wheelhouse.
Anderson kicked that out to Waters for 3. Waters with another 3.
Great post entry right there. Great job by Dylan, realizing people are going to collapse on him. He finds the open shooter and knocks it down.
Left-handed runner missed there. Williams now has it. Anderson will try a 3-pointer. Short. Goes out of bounds. Pinnacle basketball.
Coach Cole over there getting in the action. He had to get out of the way. He's not the biggest of guys. Minor didn't even budge. He's a pretty big guy. But Coach Cole, he had to get out of the way or he might be out for this season. Elijah Page checking back in, trying to get some size up top, set some ball screens.
Reese goes up, knocks it down. Nice control by Reese, not going with the up and down there.
Great pump fake, gets the freshman up in the air and settles for a great shot.
Williams goes down, he's gonna be called for a block. Gonna be called down low.
Pinnacle foul number 5, Joey Brady, his second personal, 14 foul. Barrett Silsby, number 2, returns for the Pumas.
Ball stolen by Reese. He's gonna push up and think better and back it up and try to get back into his offense here. A charge down low. Nice job by Anderson.
Great job by Anderson, recognizing he's got the big guy, Elijah Page, into the big football player. He might be a little overly aggressive and draws the charge.
Yeah, right into it as well. That's his 3rd foul. He picked up 2 early in the first half and right back at it in the second half. Sometimes you have those guys in high school, right? Just go in there and hack away a little bit.
Got to have those role players, those tough guys come in. Majority of them are football players. They come in and they're there to be physical. They're there to bring a presence. Sometimes it drags over from the football field a little bit too much, and you draw a charge just like he did.
That's a hard thing too. You don't see a lot of dual role players. Perry hasn't had a ton of guys that played both, and Pinnacle has had its share of guys that have done both. And at a school as big as Pinnacle, you're surprised to see guys that actually do play both. And but it's a tough season. Football's still going for a lot of schools, and if you rely on those guys for your bread and butter, you're going to miss them for a good 10 games if you go far enough.
And it's tough as the AIA has moved the season back even more. It just goes deeper and deeper into the basketball season. It's hard to get those guys in a rhythm and in shape by the time you hit Christmas break.
Yeah, I was a little confused. California already ended their football season. They had their sectional championships all last weekend, and we're not even we're in the semis here still, so we're 2 weeks behind.
I think the last key contributor we had that played both sports and contributed in both sports here at Perry had to have been Kyle Patterson and maybe even Deshane James.
Yeah,
back there they went to the semifinals and they lost to Nico Mannion and the Pinnacle Pioneers back then.
Yeah, Kyle Patterson was a low down low and tough to defend, and really playing tight end at Air Force Academy now, and very good athlete. And his style, his brand of basketball wasn't something you needed to practice a lot.
I agree. As far as Deshane was just a physical specimen who liked to get in there, rebound, play defense, and you always got to have those guys. I believe Spencer Rattler was on that Pinnacle team as well with Nico Mannion.
Yeah, I think Spencer played his first 2 years, right? And then he stopped playing his junior year. So I remember him as a freshman coming here and playing, and you going, they have a freshman playing quarterback. Oh, wow, he must be pretty good. Egbo, call that a dunk. Nice job by Ben Egbo. Talked to Ben in culinary class earlier today. He was doing a little cooking with Mrs. Stutz and our fantastic culinary program here at Perry.
Well, he's definitely been cooking on the court tonight. How many points did he end up with at half?
He had 7.5, and so throw a couple more in there. Now he's at 9.
7 off of about 6 minutes of play is pretty good off the bench. You're going to need that as you go deep into the playoffs and you go into some of these showcases and tournaments that the Pumas have coming up here.
Yeah, you talk about those showcases and tournaments. The big one coming up is Pumas have the Hoop Hall West tournament coming up right before Christmas. That one's blocked by Pete. And they play the #1 team in the country by most metrics. Actually just lost, though, to Texas last week. But they face Sierra Canyon at Footprint Center.
Footprint Center, yep.
Where the Suns play. They're going to see them in the showcase game, 9 o'clock at night. So we'll see how they actually match up to a team that's going to be super, super deep and have a lot of players that can run at you.
Yeah, they have 2 showcase games in the Hoop Hall West, which is one of the best showcases in the country. I mean, the Pumas have been in almost every year. And the first night they have a tough test. They play at 9 p.m. on Friday night as well out there, and they play, I believe, a team out of Las Vegas. Yeah. I cannot remember the name. It escapes me right now. I think it's Coronado?
Yes.
Possibly.
They play out there, and we have a Coronado from Henderson, Nevada is who they play.
Who is also an elite team, so people like to talk about the Sierra Canyon team just because of Bronny James and kind of the tension that team brings with him on there. But the Coronado from Vegas team, Coach Dwayne said, is just as every bit as talented, and it's going to be a really, 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 really cool to see the Pumas take on those 2 top teams and see how they fare.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Dwayne earlier about, you see a left-handed layup miss, and Pinnacle able to take the rebound again. But talked to him a few weeks ago when that game was officially announced, and he said, "How'd you end up with that one?" And he said, they asked, and I thought about it and said no. And then they asked him, is Egbo's going to throw one down? Ben Egbo with the big dunk.
Goes up with the right hand, cocks it back, sends it down with authority.
But he said, I thought about it, and I said, why not? Let's do it. And so these freshmen will learn real quick. As No Brown shows off that left hand on the layup.
No Brown right there, going from end to end right there. If you blink, you're going to miss it. He does a great job, great balance, draws contact, finishes up top. Excited to see what he does in the future as well at that guard spot.
That's stolen by Brown. Gonna push it up. Good hustle by the Pumas, not able to pull that one down.
Hunter Martinez right there with a little bit of the rush shot. He's coming fresh off of football as well. He had a shoulder injury in the middle of the season that kind of held him out for a game. He's a tough kid, though. He pushed through it and kept playing. Excited to see him come back out here and be a part of this, hopefully, historic run for the Pumas.
Yeah, we talked about Hunter Martinez a lot of the football thing. Egbo goes up and gets blocked, but we talk about him in football because we always, the ironic, maybe ironic thing, but the thing you always knows about him, no gloves, no wristbands. You rarely see that anymore, and so as a wide receiver especially, and so.
He is a, what I would say, a throwback wide receiver.
Yeah, he looks like a long snapper. Those are the guys
that he does. That he does. He has some of the softest hands I've ever been around. Great kid, hard worker, excited. Coach Dwayne's excited to have him part of the program. He just brings so much intensity in practice. Tough kid, do anything you ask of him. So I'm sure Dwayne's excited to have him on part of the program still.
Yeah, it brings a little bit of an edge for you, definitely, too. Like you said, you need all those guys when you get deep in the playoffs. And so, but end of the third, we got 62-29, and Pumas in cruise control at this point, and trying to get some more guys playing time. And
the winner, Noah Rivera.
You'd like to see the intensity level there staying up because, you can look ahead, and it's hard not to look ahead in high school when kind of remember what it's like back then, and you see an opponent down the line, you think, oh man, I can't wait till that game. I mean, it can cause you some trouble. Pumas still have Chaparral left on their schedule, as well as Mountain Point before they see Coronado.
Yeah, it's going to be a great test for them. I think it's going to be awesome to play those teams right before they go play Coronado and Sierra Canyon. It's going to give them a good couple tests and a good build-up, good couple build-up games up to those games. I think they'll be ready. I think they'll come out and play with some intensity, especially in their home state with those two traveling from Nevada and California.
Ball stolen on the inbound. Good defense by the Pumas and able to get the ball tipped off of the Pioneers. Harrison did a good job. And check that out, Mountain Point is actually after the Sierra Canyon game, so that's going to be a tough game. That'll be a game that Pumas have to fight against a letdown, really, because when you think about it, you're coming off of that, and then you got a regular old midweek home game against a team that's pretty talented overall, Mountain Point.
Yeah, they've been talented the past few years, and they've always had a great pool of athletes over there for all of their sports, really, football, basketball, and they always bring it. They always bring the intensity.
What's the girls' basketball schedule look like before the break? I know you guys always do a tournament coming up here, and so
we've normally played our tournament over a Christmas break. This year we decided to get into the Desert Mountain Horizon Feast Mode tournament, which we won last Friday. We played Flowing Wells in the championship. We had 4 games in a week last week. Some really good games, really good tests. Flowing Wells was a tough team. They went to the state finals last year against Millennium. Went to the state finals against Millennium. They were a tough team. So it was good to play someone like that before we head into our regular season schedule. Nice up and under move right there. Just got to get the finish. But the girls are traveling to Desert Ridge tomorrow night to take on the Jaguars. And then next week, I believe we have 2 games, and then we get ready for the Nike Tournament of Champions, which is going to be a great test. We always play awesome talent. And that's going to be the week right before Christmas.
It's a very busy before break, definitely.
That it is.
Marcus Lee will check in, and we saw the little move, though. That was the Blake Johnson, the crowd favorite always whenever he gets in, and he throws those moves. I remember a game last year, he got in, Pumas were up big, and he threw a 3 up and didn't really need, and the crowd went crazy.
Bennett Silsby getting a quick look underneath there. Looks like he got pushed in the back. Missed a free throw. Brother of Baron Silsby. Also a football player. Ashton Reese going up, throwing out some frustration on the rim right there.
It's crazy, too, the difference that one's blocked and going to get teed up there, double tee. So, there it goes. Ejected now is continue to talk. Still talking. So, might seem fun in games now, but
if he's ejected from the game, I believe he sits out the next game.
Yeah, that's usually the rule in high school in Arizona. And so
I'm not sure who they have on their schedule next. So they might need him. I believe you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need him because they're going to go from here to Horizon tomorrow. A rival game for them as well. And so school is right down the road from Pinnacle. North Phoenix is Coach Wild a little fired up over there, and he's trying to keep it under control as this clock is still running for some reason again.
Yeah, I believe you're supposed to stop it in a stop or stop the clock during a stoppage like this, but it is still running.
The running clock what's the running clock rule in basketball?
I believe it is 20 or I think it's 30 at the 4th quarter is the only time you get a running clock.
But so they were at 30, but maybe but during this stoppage, you're saying it should stop, but they continue to run the clock there as we tick down.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
3:50 left in the game. Is shooting technicals now. It's Blake Johnson. The first one's missed.
Yeah, that referee was passing out those technicals like hotcakes, trying to keep this game under control.
And they're still, as Coach Wild chases off Ford, tells him to go into the lobby. Not sure that's a good idea either, but Johnson knocks down the second one, so there's back to 30.
Ford's a great player, great shooter, but he's got to control his emotions right there because he's got to be in that next game for his team, especially with how great of a athlete and scorer he is. Looks like Pumas call a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, they did, and the clock was still running again, even at that. But, you know, that's one of those things when you face a team like Perry does have a lot of big names, and you get up for it, and then when it doesn't really go the way that you want it to, it makes it really hard to get frustrated. And you like to have an emotional player out there, but you just hate to see him take it that far and then you miss the next game. And that's
it's easy to get frustrated in a situation like this, but like you said, you got to think about the team, what's best for the team. Honestly, I don't know why he's still on the floor. Maybe it's a pride thing, but I would have had him off the floor by now. That way, injuries, because you always know a game like this, a blowout, starts to get chippy towards the end. Jackson Young checking in for the Pumas. I think this is his debut.
Another football player.
Brother of Jordan and great running back. Bennett Silsby with the tray.
Nice left-handed little jumper there by Bazo. Down to Blake Johnson with the layup. Lots of.
Like Reese's put his head down and goes right through the Pumas.
Yeah, you got the guys that don't play a ton are playing some tough defense, playing aggressive defense even with the big lead, and so a lot of flying bodies there.
Puma foul number 21, rising the score now. His first personal. Third Puma team foul.
So the next time we'll see the Pumas will be, he said, the 14th game against Mountain Point. 12-14 right before go for break, and that'll be the last home game that we'll have for Pumas Live here on Perry Live 365. And Coach Curtis, we're glad to have you. It's a treat you guys didn't have a game. Typically you guys play opposite these guys. That one's off, but
it's nice I finally get to come out and see a boys game, and I know the night that they don't play and we have a game that they're going to come out and support us. We have a pretty good nucleus of our winter sports. Wrestling and girls basketball showed out tonight. They really had a great thing going. Coach Pavlenko always has the wrestling guys out here fired up, and the girls do a great job of coming out and supporting the boys. So hopefully they return the favor. As excited, the girls love when they come out and see them, and get them fired up. Really does bring a different energy and different atmosphere to our games.
Yeah, it does help overall too, and you see full support. That's always been a case at Perry, that we've had a lot of support from all groups, and no one's really kind of upset one team gets more attention than the other. And it's worked out for the entire 15 years we've really been here. So
I agree. From my first day on campus 6 years ago, you could tell it's a great culture, very supportive. All coaches support each other, all players, all the athletes support each other, so it's great to be a part of it. I'm also excited to see what the Puma Wrestling Squad does at their Invitational tomorrow, which is on campus here. It's going to be a packed house. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, Coach Pavlenko had a big JV tournament here just the other day as well, and so now they're going to roll out there and have the big guys come out. And, Coach Pavlenko, a long time, he was a student. My first year teaching at Marcos Deniza, he was a senior, so.
All-state wrestler, prolific wrestler over at ASU.
He never lost a match in high school, and so watching him wrestle was fun. And it was a unique group that won a couple state championships at Marcos Deniza when they went through, and they were a very tough group.
I think everybody on campus that year was tough, right? Football, basketball, wrestling.
Yeah, that group had a special asset that people didn't understand, is that ASU's wrestling room back then was really bad, and they would go wrestle at Marcos.
Yeah.
They would practice at Marcos, and so the Marcos high school kids were wrestling against Cain Velasquez, Ryan Bader, and those guys. And you grow up pretty quick and get pretty tough when, you know, you're a heavyweight and you're getting slapped around by Cain Velasquez. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, how many times you watch a UFC fight and you see everybody's like fighting out of Arizona State? You know, so many guys. There's so much great talent. Hopefully they keep that wrestling program alive at ASU because it does have a lot of rich tradition with great athletes and great fighters now in the MMA world.
Pumas trying to dribble this one out as the time goes by. And we also have other sports going on. Girls and boys soccer going. Soccer actually playing tonight, a home game of girls soccer. Pretty well-oiled machine as well for Perry. Typically a Final Four team year in and year out. Coach Roberts is trying to get over the hump and get that championship. Has been close so many times.
Yeah, it's a great place to be. Every time postseason comes up, I think almost every Perry team from every sport is in the playoffs and is in the hunt for a state championship.
Yeah, it's been that was a streak that went for a while, that every single team made the playoffs, and so.
And we got our first men's state championship with the. Oh, Jackson Young with the easy missed layup, and he is a little embarrassed about that one. Looks like his teammates are giving him a little bit of grief for that one.
All right, so we'll call this one dead and gone. Pumas 68, Pinnacle 37. Leading scores for the Pumas. Dylan Anderson ended up catching up to Pete. Pete kind of didn't play as much in the second half, and Anderson ended up with 15. And Egbo ended up with a nice 11. And so Pumas able to go in cruise control in that second half again. Move their record to 5-1 on the season. So look out for them this weekend. Big tournament, or no, sorry, next weekend, big tournament coming up as they take on some national powers. So for Grant Woodford, two camera guys as Grant calls the boys up top.
the best crew in the entire state, hands down. No one holds a candle to these guys.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks, Coach Curtis, for coming out. Good luck on your rest of your season. We will see you on the 14th. Pumas 68. Pioneers 37. I almost said Pride. Good night.